Cheers team. So what we're going to do today is turning around our irrigator. So once our irrigator finishes its run, just pretty much turning it around. So just like normal. Need your little tools, anything to undo your hose. I got my tool. Come over to my hose, take my rope off, take it around, use my little tool, undo my clamp. I'll give it a little kick just to get that hose off. Then we want to turn this irrigator around. Don't need my tool anymore. You have your middle, your chain, if you want to come close. Easy as, just take the hook off your chain, grab your chain. When you're using the side by side, you have this hook and this very convenient hole, the biggest one out of all of these. Grab your chain, hook it right onto there. That's all you need to do. So we'll hop into the side by. Alright, what I'm doing is I'm using the side by side to drag my irrigator, and what you want to do is take it a good amount away from where it used to be. So it's starting to roll now. Now just keep on dragging it about 2 posts over, and then just take it all the way. The trick here, as you can see, it's lined up with my post. Instead of turning now, I turn back to my irrigator. Try and just face it out your side. See my irrigator staying right there. I'm going all the way back to it. I'm lined up with my irrigator, and now I turn. Face it backwards. Alright. Now you want to get your irrigator to face you. See? Nice and straight, in line with that post, and we're good as gold. Right, hop out. Keep on the irrigator. It's got these 2 clips that holds this gear in. That way it doesn't turn on its own. Yeah. I just use my boot, kick it up. That's 1. That's 2. Real fucking tight cut. There. Now, as you can see, it comes freely. We're going to use the side by side to drag it out. The hard part now is we want to measure out on the other side because we're going in blind. Fucking hell. As you're driving, you want to make sure you're not going too fast or you're changing your speeds too much. So the perfect speed is around 5 k's or 7. Right? Keeping it around there. Because if you do it too fast, it unwinds too fast and it can wrap around your gears. As you get to the end, there's my post there. Don't drive all the way. All I do, one hand back, pull, other hand pulling my hook off. All you do is just walk it. Bit of strength, all you're doing is just pulling it the rest of the way. Yeah. What I like to do is I give it a good whip just to straighten it. Okay. And just over here, just get your chain, wrapping it around about 2 times is a good. And then just put your hook on, nice and tight, give it a bit of a tug. All this loose stuff, it's okay, just leave it there, that's fine. Right? Yeah. Now that we did our irrigator line, we go grab our hose, convenient rope, hook it onto our tow bar over here. As you can see, I got my side by facing the way I'm meant to drive. Just saves me a bit of time. Then hop on in, just like the irrigator. Just going to drag the hose out. What we want to do is we want to go away from the irrigator and then close to the irrigator. That way it's making a nice loop towards it. So if you can, get as close as you can to the line. You want to be able to see it, so I can see my line here, and you want to go about 2 side-by-sides away. So that's 1, so I have to go away now. This is good enough. So I'm going to keep that line in my sight. Be a good distance away, driving as I go. Almost at the end, just stop it, make sure you reverse, gets rid of all that tension. Quickly take your rope off, and then we're going to turn our side by first. We do this because it's easier than trying to make a sharp turn with a hose, because then you start to drag too much. So I turn my side by around, park it up. Same again, hook it onto your tow bar. If you actually just point it down here. If you can see, the distance between my rope and my side bar is literally a side bar away. Yeah. I want to keep this track all the way back to my irrigator. And you can just point it out your window. So if you can see your line and how close it is, you want to keep that distance the whole way. You don't want to go too close. If you're too close like this, got to get away. Over here, you want to go away from your irrigator, just so you have enough space when you turn it that it actually reaches. Right. Once you get here, get it nice and straight. If it's on an angle, you use your leg to just pull it straight. Then your little clamps, what you do is you use your rope
as a handle.
Yep. Give it an old little whack. Right. Then with your rope, go around and under. Nice and under, keeps it nice together. If you want to actually come on this side. Right. Just like we at the start, all we want to do is put our clamps back down. 1 and 2. And now,
climb.
Yeah. What I do is I stand on top of the gear and I'm walking on it. You want to get it nice and tight. You want to get it so tight that your irrigator starts to roll. So if you want to lean right up on us, like up here though. No. Yeah. Right. Get it nice and tight. And you start to see my wheels start to roll with me. Oh yeah. Sweet. Once you see that, you're all set to go. So what we're going to do, we're going to hop into our side by, drive away so we don't get wet, and then we'll give it a good turn on. Sweet. Now just open up your Halo dashboard in your Safari or Google. You want to make sure that the top one's green, and all you got to do is just press start on the bottom one, and then you just wait. Asks you, are you sure? So you just say send command, hit that, wait for it to transfer, and all you're doing is just waiting for it to turn green, and then it starts stirring. See that? Free mode. Then you just go off. You want to drive away from the irrigator so you don't get wet, and turn it on, and all you're doing is checking that it's working again. So she's going good. Now all we do is we do our final drive. You just drive along the hose, drive along, and at every joint or at any problem you just want to check. So I got my joint here, so I go reel up, check that there's no water leaking, that it's clipped down. Okay, that's all good. You do that for all of them. All you want to do is make sure that that's rolling. As you can see, as it's turning, it's pulling up. Now it's primo.